Pablo Escobar's hippos are now attacking people in Colombia. That's not funny. Hippos are extremely dangerous. Why am I laughing? The drug kingpin's four pets have multiplied into a 200 strong herd that dominates the nation's largest river. Now, it's probably going to go into this in the article, but for those of you who don't know, Pablo Escobar was a cocaine pioneer, shall we say. He was the guy that was around before El Chapo, and he essentially controlled, like, almost all of the cocaine trade into America, which is obviously an extraordinarily lucrative trade. Basically, he was like one of the richest men on earth at some point. So he had multiple giant mansions with like full zoos in them. He had like lions and tigers and giraffes and hippos and blah, blah, blah. But obviously, he ended up going on the run. All of his properties remained abandoned and dilapidated, and a lot of the animals in the zoos like escaped. However, he had like two breeding pairs of hippos, so they all ended up in the wild, and hey ho. Like, they just multiplied, and now they're just out in, like, the Amazon somewhere. So there's now hippos, like, running around the Amazon. But now they've started attacking people. Why is that? It's not funny. Why am I laughing? Descendants of illegal hippos, descendants of illegal hippos, imported to Colombia by Pablo Escobar in the 1980s, have multiplied and started attacking people. The hippopotamuses, which spread from the kingpin's private zoo into nearby rivers where they flourished, have no natural predators in the country and have been declared an invasive species which threaten the ecosystem. Hacienda Nápoles became a tourist attraction after his death in 1993. Most of the animals live freely in rivers and reproduce without control, leading Colombia's Ministry of Environment to start sterilizing them in November. They're very, very dangerous. The hippos have started to attack people, one local told Fox Nation. Others branded the species as unpredictable and aggressive. Hippos are dangerous. I think this may have changed. This may be an old fact that's since changed, but I believe that out of every animal in Africa, the thing that causes the most deaths is hippos. Because they are extremely fucking territorial, they are extremely strong, and they are a lot faster than people think they are. Look at this giant fat thing. Well, this giant fat thing can, like, run at 30 miles an hour. You're fucked. Right, so basically, yeah, they kill a lot of people in Africa. Saying the best course of action if you come across one is to simply hide. Yeah, so the hippos there. That's funny. Leave them be. Meanwhile, Colombian Environment Minister Susana Mohammed told the New York Times, "We are in a race against time in terms of permanent environmental and ecosystem impacts. Two male hippos and one female underwent surgical sterilization in November," environmental authorities said. It's part of a larger government effort to control the population of 169 of the mammals that roam around unsupervised in some rivers. Unsupervised? Bring in a supervisor. Bring in a hippo wrangler. Just some South African guy. Be like, aye, stop that. Stop killing the locals. bring in a hippo wrangler. Bring him in. That's the plan. Oh, this story is so stupid. The plan includes the sterilization of 40 hippos a year, transfer some of them to other countries, and possibly euthanasia. Sterilization takes time because spotting and capturing the territorial, aggressive 3-ton animals is complicated. David Echeverry Lopez, chief of the Environment Office in charge of the plan, said in a video distributed to the press. Rain events around the area have complicated efforts to capture the animals. More grass means they have an oversupply of food, so baiting them to capture them becomes even more complicated, Echeverry said. The government estimates there are 169 hippos in Colombia, especially in the Magdalena River Basin, and that if no measures are taken, there could be 1,000 by 2035. When the plan was first announced, the Environment Ministry said the procedure is expensive. Each sterilization costs about $9,800 and entails risks for the hippopotamus, including allergic reactions to anesthesia or death, as well as risks to the animal health personnel. There's a hippo just walking down the street in Colombia. That is funny. I'm sorry. Now, Natalie Casblanco Martinez, an ecologist at the University of Quintana Roo in Mexico, and who was the lead author of a 2021 group study, told AP at the time that the hippo crisis was one of the greatest challenges of invasive species in the world. They suggested that some of the animals needed to be killed. Experts have said that sterilising the hippopotamuses may not be enough to stop their growth. In March, the government announced a plan to transfer some of the animals to the Philippines, Mexico, and India, where 60 would be sent. Hippos aren't native to Mexico or India, are they? Like hippo, I know there's hippos in Africa. I definitely know that. India, is there hippos? Why is the choice that I don't think they're native from there either? So why the fuck would they send them there? They're definitely not in the Philippines, or is there? Maybe I don't know. I just thought that all hippos came from Africa. That was what I thought, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a hippo expert. We are working on the protocol for the export of the animals, Mohammed said. We are not going to export a single animal if there is no authorization from the environmental authority of the other country. Escobar set up his own zoo at Hacienda Nápoles for using his fortune from the transnational drug trafficking organization. Puerto Triunfo local officials had shut down his plans for a city zoo because there was already one in Medellin, according to the book Pablo Escobar, My Father, penned by his son, Juan Pablo Escobar. The feared drug kingpin was also interested in creating his own zoo after noticing that fellow associates and cartel leaders Fabio Ochoa, Juan Ochoa, and Jorge Ochoa of the Ochoa brothers, I know all of this because I've watched Narcos, had a collection of exotic animals at their own estates. So the Medellin cartel boss went out and purchased a collection of 1,900 exotic and wild animals from a zoo in Dallas for $2 million. The capo became bothered at the fact that there was only one hippo, a male, and told a henchman he needed more. You have to buy hippopotamuses because Noah's Ark is wobbling, Pablo Escobar said. Call Miami and ask them to send me a female on a plane now. That's it. See when you have that extent of fuck you money in your Pablo Escobar, that's just something you can do. Fly me a hippo on a plane right now. So, some of the animals were transferred to zoos following Escobar's death in 1993, while others fled and multiplied. I will say, by the way, Narcos, like, see the first two seasons? The season 3 was just a wrap up with the fucking Cali cartel, and I wasn't really too interested in it. But see the first two seasons of Narcos, the ones that are just about Pablo Escobar, they're the best. Narcos Mexico was, it was alright. Season 3 of the original Narcos, alright. But season 1 and 2 of Narcos, mwah, fucking excellent. You should watch it. They do take some narrative liberties, but a lot of the stuff is actually pretty true to what actually happened. Especially Pablo Escobar's death. They actually acted all of that out exactly. However, there is a little bit of tomfoolery because some people say that a police sniper shot him in the head, but some people say that Pablo Escobar actually shot himself in the head because that's how he said he would go out. He would sooner blow his own brains out than fucking be shipped off to a jail in America. What was it? I would rather die in Colombia than rot in a cell in America. I think that's something that he used to say all the time. But yeah, it was really good. However, I think it's a shame for the hippos. I think that they should just let them be. Let my people go.